Hello and welcome. Today's reading comes from my 2023 bingo card, which maybe I'll do like a shorts video showing you everything that's on my 2023 bingo card, because yes, I made one. There's an empty spot still, but anyways, we're gonna use the Curious Creatures, the Tarot of Curious Creatures that I just unboxed. These need to be shuffled really well because it's a brand new deck and they're probably still in order. I should have done this beforehand, but hey, this gives me a chance to tell you that, hi, my name is Melissa, and I like to do weird tarot readings on random kind of current event type subjects that kind of come to me. This one, again, like I said, is from my 2023 bingo card, which has a spot for universal base income being implemented in the United States. If you don't know what universal base income is, it's basically where you get a everyone gets a government check every month to kind of cover your basic living expenses. It's not a substitute for employment. It's just enough to cover your base needs. So it's not like an astronomical amount, but so many people that live paycheck to paycheck could definitely benefit from that. But there are other reasons why it wouldn't necessarily not be a good idea. So let's talk about it with Spirit and Tarot. All right, let's get one more shuffle that way and we'll start doing the overhand. All right. So, also I do witchy subscription unboxing videos for my favorite subscription boxes and give my honest opinion about them. I just like to spark something within you that might help you on your journey. All right, so let's talk about universal base income in the United States, what that might look like, and get a feel for whether or not this is a possibility in our future here. All right. Okay, what would it look like if the United States had universal base income? I'm told to cut it. All right, 3 cards. The Moon, the Lovers, and the Chariot. All majors, so this would be a big deal. This would be a big, not necessarily change, but I feel like it gives the people a little more control over their lives. The Lovers card is not necessarily about love in particular, but it's also about making a choice, making, a decision to go with something. So I feel like maybe a decision will be made. That is an option that's out there. But the Moon kind of gives me a little bit of, there's some things that maybe people don't understand about it. There's something perhaps kind of hidden about it that maybe I'm feeling like with this will give a little bit of almost like a side effect, maybe an unwanted side effect. Could be a positive side effect with the Lovers and the Chariot here. I'm not getting any negative vibes. I feel like this would be a positive influence. So for the question of what it would look like if the United States had that, I feel like this would, give people a little bit more control over their lives and allow them to make clearer decisions. But there may be not necessarily a warning, but there may be some side effects to that we maybe either aren't ready for or just aren't aware of. But that Moon is about, like some secrets, things going on behind the scenes or, under the cover of night, that kind of thing. Yeah, so overall for that question, I'm going to say it would look like a little bit more control for the people, because I'm not asking about the powers that be. So this control and this being able to make decisions energy coming over here is is the people. I'm talking about the people here. So yeah, overall, it doesn't look like it would be a bad idea. There just may be some things that we weren't really either knowledgeable about coming with it, or that kind of thing. There's a little bit of mystery going on here. Another good word that I like for the moon would be illusion. So there may be something like elusive about it as well. So let's leave those out, and we're going to ask another question. So that's what it might look like. Now, what happens if we don't and we continue on without that? If we ended up not getting like a stipend, a monthly stipend out of our own taxes, what would it look like if we can continue the way we are without a universal base income? We're doing 3 again. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So these cards are so dang cute. Yeah, this is like, kind of like that indecision. People are going to have to decide. And being Pentacles, it's about the money, So this is about people having to make decisions regarding their money. Like, do I pay this bill or do I pay this bill? Do I pay for my phone or do I get groceries? Like, I feel like it would continue that way. 4 of Swords. This is about rest. People aren't going to be out, I think, spending their money as much. People are going to be staying at home a little bit more. Whereas this feels a little bit more like exciting. People feel like they're, have control of their life. They can enjoy it a little bit more. We have this Queen of Pentacles, which is, I want to say the Queen represents like a power, because it does, a power that has to do with the money, having the money. So I feel like this kind of keeps the rich in that sense. But yeah, I feel like there's not a lot of spending going on, so which is not great for the economy. But yeah, this people will, I also think, maybe be more evaluating their circumstances and being more in their head about their financial situation. This is like, people with money keeping their money, people without the money having to make decisions for their money, and a lot of people not really doing anything about that. I kind of heard of the phrase like sitting on your hands. I don't know how that would apply, but like that's I just heard that phrase, like not your hands being tied, but sitting on your hands. Like, so maybe being a little bit more careful, I guess, with your money, not wanting to reach into your pockets. But I really feel like this is like, and I'm also getting cash cow. There's a cash cow involved there somehow. All right, so let's just, in an effort to keep this not super long, 1 or 2 more questions. What else do we want to ask? Obviously, we want to ask what the likelihood is. Let me think for a second. Well, let's start there and see if anything else comes. All right. What is the likelihood of a universal base income being implemented in the United States this year, 2023? What are the chances? What are the chances of universal base income being implemented in the United States in 2023? 2 cards. Okay. Yeah. That's 2 cards, isn't it? The World and Strength. So, these feel like good chances. These are both major arcana cards. They are both strong energy, strength, the world, this like peaceful fox, this Zen fox kind of situation going on here. The world also signifies an end because it is the last major arcana card. So I feel like there could be something ending here that brings us a renewed strength in our like world situation or our worldview. Also, another thing that happens to be on my 2023 bingo card. Now, these aren't predictions. These are just like, some of them are wishful thinking. Some of them are, like hopeful about. Some of them are things that I did get a little bit of a nudge about. And some of them are things that like I wouldn't want to happen. I did a big mix in there. But one of the things was like and they've talked about the like crypto or like electronic currency. It's like a like a national currency or an international currency. That's the word. Like an international currency. We have the world here, so that may have something to do with it. It might be pulling a little bit of that energy in here too. That if there would happen to be a international currency, they may have like a law implemented where each participant in the international currency, which would have to be everyone if they all agree, they'd have to all agree on it, would include like a universal base income for everyone internationally. That would be like way bigger and maybe a different reading. But overall, for the question that was asked of the likelihood, I'm getting a strong yes, highly likely kind of energy from these, because these are both positive cards. This world card is also an ending, which brings you to a new beginning, and we have this strength right behind that. So yeah. And then the infinity symbol in the strength card, which is in normal symbology for the strength card, is about, like the reciprocation of energy. So that also is kind of giving that positive sense as well. I want to point out also, this is a black sheep, and I'm kind of getting like a wolf in sheep's clothing kind of energy that's tying it up here to this moon card of maybe there may be something. I'm also, okay, wolf in sheep's clothing. There's a wolf, okay, and the sheep. Okay, that's why it ties. Got it. But there was also another energy that was kind of trying to pull at me. Granny, the big bad wolf. And then it being tied to the strength as well, kind of like big bad wolf energy, I guess, as well. So I feel like maybe there will be strong opposition. But overall, the likelihood energy, I'm getting this as a strongly, very likely possibility. Now, with tarot, that any of these things can change based on any type of circumstances. We're just looking at the current energy. Any possible change could occur that would completely negate any of this reading. That is the same for all tarot readings. It's just the current energy, and the likelihood can change based on the energy changing. So there could be a global astronomical event that would wipe this out of a possibility range. You know what I mean? I don't know, like maybe a pandemic. But I can't think of any other questions about this. Let me shuffle for a second. Okay, I'm getting two questions. Who would benefit and who would not, like the opposite of benefit. Can't think of a word for that. Who would benefit most, and who would benefit least? Thank you. All right, who would benefit most from the implementation of a universal basic income in the United States? The Page of Cups. So the younger generation would benefit most from that, is what I'm getting from there. People who are really in touch with flow, who can, like, they can really make money flow. Like what is given to them, they can put it, they're willing to put it back out and have it in the current flow with the current currency. Water currency, it's supposed to flow. So, but yeah, I'm really getting like the younger generations, I feel like, would benefit most from that. And also the cups being about emotions, people who make decisions based on like emotions more so than logic, and intuition as well. Those who are connected intuitively, younger generations, that's what I'm getting for who benefits most. And now let's ask who benefits the least from universal based income in the United States. The Knight of Pentacles. The people who already have money, people who are already, trying to move money because the knights are about movements. Interesting that we have both court cards here for those two questions. Yeah, I feel like the knight is not necessarily the older generation. They're going to be, if we were to put a label, let's do this. Like pages would be Gen Z. The knights would be millennials, and then the queen would be Gen X, and the kings would be boomers. So I feel like, like that's not the youngest generation, but it's also not the oldest generations. The ones who've already been struggling and have already adapted to a way of life that includes holding on to your money and not spending your money and not being able to buy things. And I feel like this is like people who don't have kids and people who do have kids that are in the, like, this is maybe 20 to 40. This is going to be like your teens to 20s, that will benefit the most. And I feel like the people who will benefit the least will be basically their parents. So that's what I'm getting for those questions. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Got a couple more like this coming up. I think I should do like a little series of Bingo 2023 Bingo card tarot readings. Let's see how they turn out. Let me know what you think about that idea. And if you want to see my Bingo card, just like put a comment in there that says, do a short Bingo 2023 shorts, and I'll know what that means. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember that the magic you seek is within you. Have a blessed day.